It was incredible, man. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. And the way that he went in there and performed after 3 years off, and obviously Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko, what a fight. And, you know, Shavkat and Jeff Neal.
Ooh, what
right
a fight.
before that was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many great fights, but I mean, that was certainly just an incredible fight. Jeff Neal, what a tough guy. Do you have a date, Dana? I know a lot of people have talked about that July 8th day, International Fight Week, UFC 290, I believe it is, that being the day for Jon and Stipe. Is that where you're at?
I don't know yet. I think it's going to take more time than that, but we honestly haven't made it, but we'll see how it plays out.
You think that's too soon to get the fight done? Obviously, that's not much time at all now as we sit here on March 9th.
I do. Stipe's another guy who hasn't fought in a while. He's got to figure out his personal situation and then get back into camp. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying it couldn't.
And I hope it can, but most importantly, we see it at some point. A lot of people think that Jon's untouchable now, Dana. That
they should think that.
Yeah, can Stipe beat? I mean, you know the fight game as well as anybody. Can Stipe realistically go in there and beat Jon Jones? Obviously, you can hit somebody and knock him out, and things happen. But realistically, does Stipe have a chance to beat Jon Jones?
Well, here's the thing that makes this so awesome, man, is basically you have the greatest mixed martial artist of all time facing the greatest heavyweight of all time. So it literally doesn't get any better than that. These are the kind of fights you dream about making.
Dana, I know you know boxing so well, and the one thing that I think, one of the many things, but one of the main things that makes the UFC so great is that you give the people the fights they want. I know there's been a lot of talk about Francis Ngannou. Is there anything that can happen under the sun, Dana? If it's Francis apologizing, is there anything that can happen that could bring him back into the fold and where you would say, okay, I'll make a fight between you and Jon?
I'm not interested in being. I tried to make that fight for 2 years. He didn't want the fight. You know what I mean? He didn't want the fight. And I mean, he left here without even having another deal in place, and I know how the boxing world is. It's crazy, but yeah, Francis didn't want to do it. I tried to make that fight for 2 years. And let me tell you what, I think a lot of other people feel this way. I think that's exactly the way the fight would have gone if he was in there too. Him and Ciryl had a 5-round war. And if Ciryl doesn't go for that submission, Ciryl probably wins that fight at the end of the 5th round there. So listen, no.
You think Jon's likely, or I should say, you think likely Francis would be dominated just as Ciryl was? And
I wouldn't be shocked either absolutely. And I wouldn't be shocked either if he fights Stipe and then retires and doesn't fight again.
How cool was that having, you had, of course, Conor McGregor right there, but you had Jake Gyllenhaal filming scenes for the new Roadhouse remake. First of all, that had to be amazing for Jake Gyllenhaal to get in there. That's like living a dream. And had to be pretty cool for you too, Dana.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I'm one of these guys, I don't ever like messing with my product, man. When people show up for an event, I want the event to go off perfectly without a hitch. I don't do corny stuff in the middle, like put on concerts and do all this other stuff. But it went well.
Did I hear Triller?
Yeah, well, I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah, they do goofy shit for sure. But yeah, no, it was actually very well done. The fight footage. So when they did the feature where they were doing the weigh-ins, I was blown away by how good the fight footage looked. They did a good job. But it's a Joel Silver movie. He's one of the greatest producers in Hollywood history. So every great movie I ever saw growing up was a Joel Silver movie.
Yeah, incredible. Did you see your two guys, Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather, come face to face last night?
Is that real?
Yeah. I mean, they came face to face.
I just can't see Floyd doing that.
Yeah.
I see Floyd rolling up on somebody and doing that. It's not Floyd's style. It's not really his personality. Right. I thought it was a skit.
Look, if it is, they're not saying that. And they've both kind of said, hey, maybe we end up fighting and make a lot of money.
I'm not buying it. When's the last time you saw Floyd Mayweather act like a thug and roll up on somebody with 50 people. It just, that's not what Floyd
First time
does.
I've seen it.
This is yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm very excited. You know, it's been a long time coming. I've been working on this thing since like 2017, 18.
Wow.
You know, it was an idea and a concept. Then COVID hit, and you know, then I picked it back up and started playing with it again after COVID got over. And here we are now. We're going into our first finale. And you know, I've come to a term sheet with Rumble now. We're going to do a 2-year deal with these guys. We'll be with Rumble for 2 years. We're going to do 2 more seasons of the show and 8 live fights over the next 2 years. And
Wow.
I'm working on season 2 to be filmed in Abu Dhabi on Fight Island. So
Wow.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's incredible. How has it been now looking back in you know, you're essentially starting a new sport. You know, it's something that I think guys like myself watched on YouTube, but it's never been done in the mainstream like you're doing it here. What's this been like?
Yeah, it's been like deja vu of UFC, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Especially with all the you know, the people writing stories and negativity. It's exactly the same. It literally is exactly the same. But at the same time, it's been fun. I haven't been this excited and energized since probably 2008. So I've been having a good time with it, and you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you see parallels, Dana, in that, like you said, in '93, and this is obviously before you were, you know, you were an owner, you were the president of the UFC, but we know the sport was a pariah back then, and you saw how people talked about it, how it was brutal, it was unsafe, it'd never go anywhere, and now you have an absolute monster of an organization. Do you believe that that's going to be the trajectory of Power Slap?
100%. I mean, if you look, it's been exactly the same with the negativity and things that have come out about it. But the difference is that this thing is a beast, man. I mean, over 1 billion views, that's just on TikTok, 38.5 million a week on Instagram. You know, we did the deal with Rumble for the international. They had all the international for it. You know, just the full episodes internationally have done over 15 million views. So what that means is we got something here. It's real. Now we have a big deal over the next 2 years. And yeah, now it's time to have some fun. I'll let you in on what I plan on doing. So these guys, we found the best guys in the United States for season 1, right? On Saturday, champions will end up being made on Saturday. When I go into Abu Dhabi for season 2, what I want to do is bring in the best fighters from all over the world. Russia, you bring in guys from Poland and other parts of Europe where this stuff has been big for a while. You have them compete. Whoever wins, then fight the winners from season 1. Then it's truly a world title.
World champion.
Yep.
Are those the countries where the sport is bigger? I know, right? Poland. I've seen a lot of guys, you know, into slap fighting there. Is that where the sport really has a stronghold?
Poland and Russia. Yeah, that's what it really started out of Poland and Russia. Then started to catch on here, and yeah. So you know, we're gonna go out and find the best guys that we can possibly find from all around the world. Bring them in to Abu Dhabi. Film season 2. And the winners of season 2 will fight the winners of season 1.